ruining a wedding. As a guy, on your wedding day, you basically have one job. Show up on time, look okay, don't embarrass your bride-to-be, don't have your family embarrass your bride-to-be. I failed. I don't know if I really failed. Well, maybe I failed because I invited my friends, who are mostly comedians, and my father. That might be where I failed, because you're supposed to show up and your bride is supposed to feel like a princess. And then you have the rest of your lives together to say, maybe you're not a princess. But my father came up with the brilliant idea that my comedian friends should do a roast of me in the middle of the wedding. Now, here's the problem with this. First of all, jokes don't just happen. You kind of have to prepare them. Insults don't just happen. And an open bar is certainly bad for this type of setting. Plus, a lot of my family is Orthodox Jews. So Orthodox Jews are not necessarily the best audience for off-the-cuff whimsy. So the wedding started out nice. The ceremony was nice. The band was great. The food was delicious. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's having a good time. We heard lovely toasts. And then, unbeknownst to me, one of my groomsmen, a comic, Johnny, had been talking to my father earlier. They had asked us if we wanted a roast. We said no, we don't want a roast. This would not be a good idea. They failed to listen to what we asked. So after the toasts, Johnny comes up, complete with his pink hair, clangs the glass, and begins a roast. And he's hosting it like an overblown game show host or MC. Hey, how's everybody doing? Anybody celebrating anything? Yes, we're celebrating a wedding, please stop. But he proceeds to bring up the comedians, one after another. First, Larry goes up there. And Larry's not really doing a roast. Larry's kind of doing his act. And one of his big things in his act at that time was an impression of the crocodile hunter. Good day! This is 15 years ago. 15 years ago, this was long in the tooth. And now my wife is looking at me. Now, I'm just married, but I still know if she's upset, this is going to be a lot worse for me. So now Chip goes up. Chip is bombed off of his gourd because he's been drinking all day because it's an open bar. And Chip goes, I just have one word to say for the lovely bride and groom. Suckers! And now I see from across the room, my mother-in-law is now giving my wife dirty looks, which are now shooting to me. The type of looks that say somebody needs to be sacrificed immediately. The type of looks that say, you know what, Indiana Jones had it a little too good when Mola Ram ripped out his beating heart and showed it to him. This is not enough. So then Doc goes up there. Now Doc is the son of a very well-known rabbi. Doc is also drunk, but Doc wrote all of his material on his arm. Unfortunately, like I said, Doc is drunk and he's been sweating. So he's trying to do some type of biblical thing, but he's struggling to read his arm, and he's starting to stammer, and it's just getting worse. Like, if he would have turned to salt, this would have been a better tribute to the Bible than what Doc was doing. Pat goes up. Now, here's the thing. Again, Pat's not really doing a roast. He's kind of doing his act, and his act is not appropriate for this room. Pat's like, yeah, I met Davin. Yeah, he was opening for me at the Port Authority men's room. And he goes, this place is decorated like an Indian whorehouse. At that moment, you see the Orthodox Jews migrate out the room. It is hard to get Jews to leave a room where there is free food. Really what it takes is a world war or my comedian friends to get Jews to leave a room where there is free food. But I'm very pragmatic of this because we have it on film. I have the unedited version of this. It lasted about 10 to 12 minutes. It felt like an eternity. Here's the thing though. If my comedian friends ever find a little bit of success, I have the footage. So they better bring me along, or you can bet I'm revealing that to TMZ. Hey, this is Davin Rosenblatt. Please like or subscribe New Media Comedy. It's awesome. And I'm kind of awesome too. So go check out my website, davincomedy.com, my radio show's website, davinsden.com. Like us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. Peace.